Tell me when to go though. What is up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a wonderful Wednesday. Just want to jump on here real quick and actually probably recap what Lex just went over if you guys watched her live. But you guys already know this. I am in love with gold, and so just wanted to go over why I am in this trade, what we looked at last week. So let me jump right in here and share my screen. And boom, I don't know what happened here, but looks beautiful. So last week I went over the levels, and I can do it again today because there was a session with Lex and then Rose at 11. I just wanted to jump on here real quick, get a little bit of y'all's time and go over gold. We already had our levels. I had my trend line, my bullish trend line, and this is why I explained why I wanted to get into this trade. As you can see, gold is doing absolutely phenomenal. My target zone is 1950, but let me say this. Now, I'm not going to switch over. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can do this, and maybe you guys can see it. Let me stop sharing. Well, I'll tell you what. I know when I stop sharing my screen, you guys won't be able to see the news, but I'll just go over it anyways. You can still see my chart. But so there is a lot of news today. Excuse me. FOMC comes out at 2 p.m., which is going to cause absolute chaos with the U.S. dollar. You got federal funds rate, press conference, and statement. So please be cautious on any trades that correlate with the U.S. dollar, gold, EU, GU, anything that correlates with the U.S. dollar, which is almost every pair. So please be cautious. Again, 2 p.m. news will be coming out. Real quick, we can just go over this, why I identified this trade and why I got into it. Always higher time frame. I look for my zones. Let me just squeeze this down a little bit. I know we've got it cluttered with a lot of lines. But gold has been on this bullish run. We had this still, a lot of people like to call this like a bearish channel. These are my pullbacks for when I'm doing a swing trade. I always look for these type of momentum pulls for just something, just complete chaos. When it's like a slingshot. When it pulls back and then boom, it completely explodes. So I feel gold is going to be retesting the 2040 area. If you pay attention to the U.S. dollar, you know that everything is at an all-time high. The economy's at an all-time high, as well as the U.S. dollar debt, the deficit, and all that stuff. But normally, in normal times, when the U.S. dollar is doing bad, gold's doing good. But we're in a crazy time right now. So gold's reaching new highs, U.S. dollar is reaching new highs, USD is at an all-time high. So for whatever reason, gold is just rocketing off. We have got absolute beautiful movement here. I do expect a pullback around this area you might see some sideways movement. That might be where the news comes out and then pushes way beyond past this area. So yeah, guys, I don't want to take a lot of time. I know this is only like 5 minutes, but we had a lot of live sessions. I just want to go over gold real quick, and then I might recap maybe possibly tomorrow or come back Friday. So let me see. Someone say go over that real quick. Okay, this is what I can do. I will remove drawings. Let's do this. For you guys that are new or wanting to know how I trade, this is 5 minutes. It takes me 5 minutes to mark up my charts. And realistically now, because I trade off my phone, I don't even have to do this. It's just off previous experience. I can recognize patterns and all that stuff and my levels. But if you are a new trader and you're starting out, first thing, higher time frame, you can start on the monthly or weekly. We can just go ahead and start right off the tip with the monthly. I go straight to my candlesticks. I go to my line chart, peaks and valleys. Let me say this. I do not use indicators. I'll say that every time. I have the moving averages on my screen just because I like the way they look, but they do nothing for me. They do nothing for me. I do not use any indicators. Not saying that you can't use indicators and that they might work for your strategy, but for me, they lag. They don't tell you the current price action story. That's how I trade, is based off current price action. I don't care about things that happened 20 years ago, 15 years ago, stuff like that, because price can do whatever it wants, and news and fundamentals and technicals, everything can change. So perfect example. Now I know we are on the monthly, but at current price action, you have gold at 1943, and you have these two moving averages with a huge gap. You don't know what it's doing. There's no cross, there's no touch, there's no nothing. Now, once price flows and maybe price gets to 24.62, I'm just talking futuristic here, these moving averages might cross, and you can say, oh, well, see, the moving average is crossed here, but it's not like that during current price action. So again, all indicators lag. I know a lot of people use them, even my co-stars, but for me personally, my strategy, it doesn't work. I don't like it. So yeah. So let's jump right back into it. Peaks and valleys. Don't spend a lot of time on this. Don't sit there and try to scrutinize and get everything perfect, because the market's not perfect. It's not going to respect your little lines. We're just trying to create a story to help us with our trades. So immediately, peak here, and this is on the monthly, so I'm not going to put something crazy. And I'll do here, and that's it. That's it on the monthly. That's enough. We got 3 levels right there based off previous price action. Let's go to the weekly, see if we can add just a little bit more. We can go ahead and just add something here, and maybe another one right there. I'm good with that. Clean and clear, clutter free, beautiful. Now we'll drop it down to the daily, just see if there's anything added. Just for you OCD people, we'll put one here and here to balance it out. And I will put one right in the middle of this. Okay, that's enough lines. Now you can, as always, you can right click here and you can put in the settings that this is your monthly zone. You can change the colors, you can do all that. I just leave my charts like this because it's just easy on the eyes. You can immediately see how price is flowing. You can see the levels, and it's nothing crazy. A lot of people like to do like anything rainbow colors and just have their charts just completely cluttered. I like things easy on the eyes. All right, so down to the 4 hour, you can see already that price is playing in the zones. We have it. Probably could put a line here, but I'm not going to. And now we will switch back to the candlesticks, and I'll show you why it doesn't matter that you got to get things so perfectly, but you'll see how price plays perfectly in these zones. All right, so we have the candlesticks now. We're just going to zoom in and see. Now look how price played on these levels. You've seen, I just point click, just where I've seen peaks and valleys based off the line chart, and look how it plays. Boom, 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 boom. All this perfect. I didn't sit there and try to get on the wicks or the bodies. That's why I use the line, because it's like the most accurate for that price. And now you can see price is breaking through this area, probably come back, retest, and then boom. Hopefully that'll be our FMC news that gives us that nice little push. But yeah, and I'm almost 80% done marking up my chart. So I forgot to mention this, but when you're basing your trend, I always use the higher time frame. So on the higher time frame, we see that gold is on this massive bullish run, and then we had some sideways movement. A lot of people will say, oh no, we got this, gold's in a bearish momentum now. No, until gold comes back to this area, then gold is moving bearish. Price can only go up and down. So when price comes up and you went from literally 1194 all the way up to 2050, that's a huge bullish run. All this is a nice little pullback, and I'm not going to do it, but a lot of people, you could pull your Fibonacci from here to that body, and I guarantee you this is going to be in a gold zone that a lot of people like to say, like 61.8. Guarantee it. So yeah, we have gold moving sideways. I see where it touched this level 3 different times. 9 times out of 10, based on my previous experience, when price touches a level 3 different times, it's almost like you punching through a ceiling or through a thing of tile. Punch through it enough times, you're going to break through it. That's how price works on levels just as well. I don't really look at, because a lot of people say this will be an indication on sales and stuff like that. I don't care about the wicks and the bodies and stuff like that. I just look and see where price is going, how it reacted to these levels, and how you can compare that with current price action. Price hit this zone, blew right off. same thing, same thing. Now we have price kind of in an indecision area. So 9 times out of 10, based off previous price, we're going to have this just continuation of the bullish run. So, and that's, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's too simple. Like I can't base trades off what you just did. That's the whole point. That's why you continue to lose, because you're overcomplicating your trading. Trading is almost 99% psychological, and I really hope in the next future videos I can go over a lot of that on how to deal with stress, how to manage stress, how to deal with trading, what you're going to experience and stuff like that. The technicals, you guys put too much thought and time into trying to create a story and convince yourself of why you're jumping in a trade. Set your levels, set your targets, and just get in the trade. You got to take the risk. Just have your risk management in play, and that's how it works. You're not going to win every single trade. If you've got that mentality, just quit trading now, because that's not going to happen. You're a gambler. Okay, so going back to this, we're on the weekly time frame. We have our zones. Let's go to the daily. We already know that gold's in a bullish trend. Price flew back on this nice little pullback here. We have some consolidation showing me that the foundation of this support is strong. Let's go down to the smaller time frames. It tells a little bit more clear indication on the story. Again, price plays through these levels. Could not break through this level right here. And I forgot to mention this. Let me say this. I am a swing trader, so I like to take trades and I like to hold them for 500, 600, 700 pips with only a 40 pip stop. I don't like risking a lot. I like to gain a lot off my reward. If I lose, it only takes a half a trade to recover because of my risk to reward ratio. It is profitable if you do like a 1-to-1, but if you want to be a successful and sustainable trader, look for gaining more reward, obviously, than your loss, because you don't want to have a massive stop loss where it takes you 4 or 5 trades to realistically recover one loss. Just think about that. That's stupid. Do not trade like that. Okay, so in between these zones, I'm gonna go for three different types of trading styles. Swing trader, off my weekly and monthly, daily time frames, off my levels. I look for the bounce of momentum, like these right here. This is I took this trade right here. I've shown this, and I think before I remove the drawings, you see my trade here. And then my other one was around this area. On a smaller time frame, I think I had a line probably right here. But so let me say this: in between zones, I have what I like to call the heart line. This is where, as a swing trade, I do not like to take trades. If I'm intraday trading, I will take trades off the heart line, just because in between zones, you have perfect example, like right here. In between, you can see how it plays off of what I like to call, again, the heart line, how price can make you think that it's going to respect that center, that middle area of between your zone to zone, but then it could just blast right through it, or it just plays around. It'll move sideways, does what it wants to do. For me as a swing trader, I don't look for entries. I only look for entries at these levels and these levels. So if I'm looking for buys, I'm looking for a buy based off something that's showing me that there's a clear indication that support is holding, and we're looking for a buy. Clear indication that this resistance is not holding, and we're looking for sales. Same thing if it goes through and that support, that resistance now becomes support, I look for a clear indication on how that price is holding the foundation, and then we're going to be looking for buys. But if you will be patient enough, price tells you everything, literally everything. Like current price action, we see this massive bullish candle right here. It hasn't closed. This candle could come back based off this zone and this area of resistance, hold, and then price play down around the heart line and then blast through with some more other news, or just based off technicals. So intraday traders, you can take trades off the heart line because it gives you, I know you guys like to only trade like a few hours, or maybe you're going to work and you got lunchtime, so you've only got that small little window to trade. So you could take trades based off the heart line if that's where current price action is. Or if your day is starting and price is reacting towards a level you've got marked up, just go to a smaller time frame and see what price is telling you. Like we'll look right here. Let's just go to the 1 hour. Price is massive bullish candle right here, we haven't had any retest to this zone. So if I was looking for buys, you don't buy midway through a level. You don't buy past the heart line. You got basically 3 indications on where you're going to take your trade: your areas of support and resistance, or your heart line. Well, I'm sorry, two levels. And then let's go down to the 15-minute time frame. Still no indication where prices pull back to respect this zone. Now there is there's news coming at 2 p.m. So this could just have this massive bullish just run all the way up to this heart line and then come back down. And that's the beauty of trading. You know, we don't know. We just take educated guesses. Price moves exactly how it wants, and it is how it is. Let's go down to the 5-minute time frame. Now that we're getting at the smaller time frame, we're starting to get a little bit clearer window. Price does look like it's exhausting a little bit just to respect this area and then bounce off. So as an intraday trader, this is what I'd be waiting on. You can set up a buy stop where price comes down, hits your area, boom, a buy limit where price literally will wick your entry and then take off. If you don't have time, if you're at work or something like that, that's the beauty of limit and stop orders. So yeah, this is our level here at 1937, and don't focus on like, oh, I'm OCD, I wanted at quarter points, which is like 1938, 250, 1938, 500. Excuse me. Don't focus on stuff like that. None of that matters. Price doesn't respect off stupid levels like that. Just mark up your levels, create your zones, and be patient and wait for that area. All right. So I've went over how I mark things up, where I get my levels, and where I take my trades. Scalpers, let me just go over that real quick. We'll go to 5 to 15 minute time frame. Scalpers is chaotic. You already know this. It's dangerous, but it is fun. Scalpers, you want to look off realistically the same areas of the intradays, where if you're trying to take a trade based off the current zone that price is at, you never want to take a trade in between the zone and the heart line. This is like no man's zone right here, because price can do whatever it wants. You'll take a buy, it'll come down, knock you out, and then come right back. You take a sell, price comes up, hits this zone, and comes down and goes. Be careful. Again, no trading zone. You don't want to be trading here. So you've got your heart line and your levels of support or resistance, and guys, realistically, it is that easy. Again, you guys overcomplicate everything. I watch a lot of the conversations inside the Discord, and everyone's just, it sounds beautiful. And you got like, oh, I've got divergence here, and I got this, and I got that, and then you lose the trade. And you spent all that time creating an analysis that sounds amazing. You could sell it to the world, but then you lose. So don't focus so much on getting just perfection. Mark up your levels, get your zones in play, and base your trades based off that. You're going to lose some, it's okay, but I guarantee you it will completely change the way you trade and the way you see the market once you start realizing and you get some experience on how price plays on those levels. Guys, I appreciate your time. Like I said, 2 p.m. news is coming out, so please be cautious. And I'm going to wrap this up now. I might jump back on tomorrow, and we'll see how this gold plays out. If it does reach our level, I think I said like 1954 was my final target area for me. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all learned a little bit about how I trade my gold strategy. And I'll dive more into this, because I know a lot of guys who say you missed it. Again, these are recorded live on the Surge Trader YouTube. So don't worry if you missed it. I've got it inside my Discord, on my Instagram. Surge Trader's got it on theirs. So don't worry. You can come back. You can watch it a million times. Do whatever you want to do. But hope y'all enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you soon. And I love y'all. I am out.